So you're welcome to the virtual collaboration session or virtual team collaboration session. Um, this is one of the most important skills in the present marketplace and the future marketplace. And this skill has been much empowered by COVID-19 that happened seriously since 2020, pushing a lot of people to work remotely, to work from homes, to work from different locations, the shutdowns that minimize the movement of people to and from the office, to and from business locations. So virtual collaboration um, just become top of the list when it comes to relevant skills in the present dispensation. And any young person who wants to position his or herself in the marketplace, whether you're an entrepreneur, you're a freelancer, professional, whether you're an employee, I think and I know that virtual team collaboration is a core skill as far as the marketplace is concerned. This is a certified program that we have done a couple of times since last year for executives. So this can also be an independent certified program where you are certified that you have this skill on virtual team collaboration that we do as an institution. And let's look at some core things as we proceed. Working in virtual teams has relatively become the new normal of the business life today, right? Like I was saying sometimes yesterday, I think for the last 4 months, there's no day I've not had a Zoom session or a Skype session or whatever virtual session for consulting purposes, training purposes like this, coaching purposes, mentorship purposes, and so on. But that was not the case because many of these things used to happen physically, right? Many events that I had to speak in across different countries last year, we are all moved virtually or were totally canceled. Many companies are supposed to travel to go provide physical consultations. We had to do mostly virtually because of travel restrictions and so on. So remote working enables institutions and leaders, executives to bring the most talented and knowledgeable people together from diverse locations to address their most pressing problems, even though there's no possibility of them being in the same location at the same time. So you see, there's just more a very strong need that you need to intentionally master this, understand this, and let it be a core learning and unlearning skill as far as you're concerned. Because the truth is that as the world goes more digital, as there are more on and off shutdowns and so on, there will only be more need for you to be able to collaborate effectively. So in details, what is virtual team collaboration? Virtual team collaboration is a method of collaboration between virtual team members that is carried out via technology-mediated communication. Like right now, we are having this session and all of you are from your homes, from different towns and possibly different countries, right? So it is virtual, it is commonly used by mostly globally distributed businesses or by any platform or any initiative that requires people to collaborate and connect from different locations for a common purpose of a common goal. Like we are connecting right now for the purpose of sharing knowledge, for the purpose of learning about this particular skill. And the strength and the success of remote working is the use of the right technology, right? This is one critical thing. The strength and the success of remote working is the use of the right technology. So remote working can still be done on WhatsApp, on a WhatsApp group. If at all, that is the right technology platform or digital platform to be used at that particular time. For example, WhatsApp needs less internet bandwidth for everybody to connect with. So you can use WhatsApp group for chat, WhatsApp group to send a voice note and explain something to your various team members, or for quick communication, if that's the right technology at that time. Or you can use Zoom like right now, if it is the right technology to communicate what we want to talk about right now. So this is something to always remember as far as you are a professional or an entrepreneur. So let's look at some strategies for building virtual team collaboration. This works a lot for people who run teams, who are entrepreneurs, or who run programs on via the internet, and this can help them to do the right thing. Number one, ensure you have the right structure and you understand the structure, right? Now, it's very important to have systems and policies that bind virtual team collaboration if you're an institution. Set and document clear expectations for work-related processes, team meetings, working hours, and so on. Just create the right structure, a right policy that can bind working. For example, like in our team, for example, if you have attended any of our programs, you will notice that we always launch the Zoom sessions or the Skype sessions 10 minutes before time. If the session is supposed to start at 4 a.m. or 4 p.m., we start sharing the link at least 10 minutes before that. That's part of our structure so that people can join in and so on. When there's a Zoom session for a training, there's always somebody behind the scene who tries to sort out people's challenges for joining the Zoom session, for example. That's part of the structure, right? So always create a structure or a policy that can bind the remote working or the team or the virtual collaboration at that particular time. Number two is encourage communication. Yes, encourage communication. Well, while you're doing a session like this, like sometimes I always ask, are you there? Are you following? I always ask to indicate in the chat box, are you following? Are you learning something new? I need you to communicate back to me for me to be sure that there's a two-way communication and you understand what I'm saying and you are engaged. The next is encourage togetherness. Yes, encourage togetherness, collaboration, and always. So if it's a team, for example, and people have been separated that no longer come into the office physically as they used to do, use the platform to encourage collaboration and togetherness. Encourage self-leadership, yes. Because why? With self-leadership, I'm not in your house right now to challenge you to wake up on time and join the Zoom session. So employees without the right self-leadership may have difficulties practicing remote working because they may have challenges disciplining themselves to start work on time. They may have challenges disciplining themselves to join work on time and so on, right? So as a leader, for you to encourage virtual team collaboration, you can learn to teach self-accountability and self-leadership to yourself and to your team members. It's going to help greatly. So let's quickly look at some basic tools that I think that any professional at this particular time in history, any young professional, old professional in this particular time, you need to master these tools for you to be an effective team collaborator. When you master these tools I'm going to share with you, it becomes easier for you to be a very successful professional in this virtually driven work marketplace. Let's start with the basics. Google Docs. Google Docs. Google Docs is one of those digital platforms or tools that I strongly recommend you to know and how to know how to use it effectively. You can share files here among team members and have them collaborate on it in real time, right? You can edit presentation slides, Google Sheets, Google Docs on the drive in real time with your team members. Very effective for documents and file sharing, right? So with Google Docs, everyone can work together in the same document at the same time. That's the miracle about it. So instead of sending emails back and forth with a document that you want to have as a team, you want to work on documents as a team. Instead of working on it, you send to your colleague to look at it, correct, and send it back to you. It takes time, it's boring, it's slow, it's not effective, it's not in real time. A lot of mistakes can happen and so on. So the best platform to use to work on the same document from different locations is Google Docs. So, and just to provide a quick example of this. So this for you to learn and try. When you learn, go do, right? That's one thing with this kind of stuff. When you learn, you go do. So you can come here. My Gmail is already started on my computer, so it's easy for me. you can come here and you can come here and you can look for, you see Docs, right? Google Docs, you see Sheet, you see Slides. So let's say that I want us to work on a document, on a letter, for example, right? I can take blank, or I can take an existing letter, anyone, and I click here. You see it, because this is a Microsoft version of Google, right? So we can work, and if I share this link with you, if I copy this link with you, and I take share, for example, if I take share, for example, let me say document test. If I take share, for example, let's say I have your email. I can take change here. I can put editor, and I copy this link, right? If I copy this link now and share with you in the chat box, for example, if anybody who has a computer, I've shared in the chat box. If you click that link I've shared with you, you can be able to, while I'm working on this, you can be able to work on the same document, right? You can work on paragraph 2 while I'm working on paragraph 3, and so on and so forth. And it's easier. At the end, we just need to save. We can download it, make a copy, print it, whatever, email it, etc. It becomes easy, and you can edit it like normal document here and there, and we're good to go. You get the concept? So this is virtual, real-time virtual collaboration on the same document. It is the same if, again, remember we said this thing can also work on a sheet, right? Or on a slide. Let's say a sheet like Microsoft Excel, like Google Sheet. Yes. So it can work the same on Google Sheet. Like for accountants and so on, they can do this in real time. Can work on the balance sheet and all of that, right? So just to open and explore it. And here's one secret about virtual tools and all of that I'm going to release to you is learn to use YouTube. Learn to use YouTube. Like some of these things I'm going to teach you, nobody taught me. And I sat down and I created this course, and I've made a lot of money from it, teaching this course to different people. Although I'm teaching you the mentees for free. But people get to pay this cost 35,000 francs, 50,000 francs me to teach them and certify them worth 100,000 francs, right? But I learned on my own. One of the best ways to also do this is if I show you a tool, you don't know how to use it, just come here. There's what they call how-to videos, how to use Google Docs on laptop, on mobile, and all of that, right? You just select, you're going to see guys who have, you see how to use Google Docs for beginners, right? You just click and you watch the 16-minute video. You can choose anyone and watch, and you're going to learn basic ways on how to use Google Docs. You get a point? When you do that, you watch, learn, go do, watch, learn, go do, watch, learn, go do, and you're good to go. Okay, good. So that is it for the first tool that you need to know how to use as far as virtual team collaboration is concerned. Number 2 is Google Drive. Any professional at this particular time should know how to use Google Drive. Google Drive is a file storage and a synchronization service developed by Google. Google Drive allows users to store files on their servers, synchronize files, share files, and so on. So with Google Drive, you can store files, you can share, collaborate on files from any mobile device, and you're good to go. You can always do that. You get the point? So, and you can keep files that you're afraid that if you lose them, if your laptop gets bad, you can always retrieve those files from online, because we trust Google that Google will never crash. I mean, we're a global company, technology company, so they have a plan B, so you may not lose all your data, hoping so, right? Good. So it's the same thing. You can come to, let me see, just come here. So you can come here. You're going to see Drive here, right? Yeah. So Google Drive, you open, you're going to see a lot of stuff that is stored here, different locations and so on and so forth. These are my personal files. See, mine is almost full. So there's free and there's paid. So when it gets to 15, I will need to start buying storage to have more things kept on the on my Google Drive, because it's safer there than that. So this way you can see the prices. 15 is free, current plan. I can add 100 gig. I need to pay this as soon as possible, where $19 a year, right? So you can buy 200 gig and so on, and you're good to go. Okay, good. So that's it for Google Drive for storage. You can store things here. You can send the link to the person, and the person can access the drive from anywhere in the world, and you guys can exchange on different things. It's good to know how to use this as a professional. Again, you don't know what to do, go and watch how-to videos. It's going to help you easily. OneDrive. OneDrive is the Microsoft version of Google Drive. So Google Drive is owned by Google. OneDrive is owned by Microsoft. Okay, and different companies, like I've had consulting contracts, and there's some companies that they use only OneDrive. There's some companies they use only Google Drive. They have their reasons for that, right? So when you're a global professional or a freelance professional, you need to know how to use all of this, because you never know what your clients want to use, and you cannot go and downgrade yourself or underperform. Or even as a professional, you cannot go and you're applying for a job and they're asking you questions about OneDrive, you now say, no, sorry, I use my Google Drive. No, that's so bad of you as a professional. It's your job to know the core platforms that are currently in use in the marketplace. It's a file hosting and synchronized service operated by Microsoft as part of the web version of the Office, right? Anywhere access, offline access, you can offline access things online, you can protect your files, if you lose your device, and so on, right? That's the advantages of OneDrive. So OneDrive, you remote access, you can collaborate, mobile access, it has good security, you can store different files, audio, videos, and so on. Again, if you come to Microsoft, and you know, it's easier for me to access Google Drive because I am signed in on Google. So you will need Microsoft email for you to really access OneDrive. That's a fact. You see, you will need to log in. You will need a Microsoft email for you to access OneDrive. That's one fact about it, because it's their service. You cannot use Gmail or Yahoo to access OneDrive. It's not gonna go, okay? Again, you can come here, how to use OneDrive. And you can watch this, how to use Microsoft OneDrive, and you can learn from it. It's going to help you a lot to do this. Good. Let's proceed. The next one is Dropbox. Dropbox is a file sharing, it's a file hosting service operated by it's an American company called Dropbox Incorporated that offers cloud storage, file storage, sharing, synchronization, personal cloud, client software, and so on. So it's good mobility. It makes mobility easy of your files. Security is good. File sharing and collaboration. You can work on different files the same way like on Google Docs. Backup, storage space. You can recover files after deleting it. That's one thing about Dropbox that is good. And there are times that Dropbox can work without the internet. You can access your files anytime, anywhere you need them. You just need to mark the files or folders you want to access offline, and they will sync automatically. So you need to actually mark, okay, these files, I can always access them anytime I'm out of network, as long as I have access to my phone or to that particular device that Dropbox is in it. Okay, good. So Dropbox is a good platform for you to know how to use. Again, what to do is go on YouTube and write how to use SharePoint. SharePoint empowers teamwork with dynamic and productive team sites for every project team, department, and division. SharePoint is a strong platform that is used by people that work in different teams in a big company or a medium-sized company, as long as there are different teams involved or different project teams involved. Here you share files, data, news, resources, customize your site to streamline your team's work, right? And it helps to collaborate effortlessly, securely with team members inside and outside the organization across PCs, Macs, and mobile phones. So, benefit of using SharePoint is that it's powerful and reliable server platform designed to perform for great applications and service while suffering minimal downtime. Fast search engine. You can search docs via metadata. Social, you can create communities too. You can create groups on SharePoint. Collaboration, you can co-author a document, you can co-work on a document, you can co-create a document, you can check out, check in, and all of that. Flexible web server saves up documents for different types of end users for different reasons. Let's quickly look at how that looks like. Okay, let's quickly look at SharePoint was integrated by they call that thing by Microsoft, since it's a very good platform that they use. So it will need you to use Microsoft email to access this and so on, right? So that's one thing. No time for all of that now. Again, as I said, so you can see how to use SharePoint. Right, so you can get to use it. But SharePoint works well for teams. So if you are growing and you have large teams, you can always read more about SharePoint, learn more about how to use it, and you can use it to be very successful. And SharePoint get to work when you have a full package of Microsoft Office, Microsoft Suite installed on your computer. That is all the other, you have Microsoft Excel, everything Microsoft Suite is on your computer. It helps you a lot to do that. So you can watch this tutorial on this one even from Microsoft itself. What is Microsoft SharePoint and how to use it? It's going to open your mind up to it, and practically you're going to learn a step-by-step process. But again, as shared, it is okay, the next one is Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is the version, you can call it a Microsoft company's version of Zoom. Yes, Microsoft version component of Zoom, right? It's a virtual meeting platform too, with videos and you can share your screen, you can store files, you can chat on the chat box, you can do audio, you can do video, whatever that you want to do that you can do on Zoom is possible on Microsoft Teams, or even more advanced, because of course companies cannot have the same function. Any companies create time and build a technology based on the gap they have seen in the market or based on their needs. But again, it's a unified communication and collaboration platform that combines persistent workplace chat, video meetings, file storage, application integration, right? So, and you can meet from anywhere. Instantly, you go from group chat to video conferencing with a touch of a button. Teams of 10 to 1,000 people can meet in one place, no matter how many places there are in, from different locations. And it also has links and invitations. Like you always receive a link to join a Zoom meeting. You can receive a link to join a Microsoft meeting that's ongoing. One invitation, you just click and join and you sign in. And this is the interface here that you see here. This is a Microsoft Teams interface for meeting. You need to know how to use the platform, because sometimes in a more global landscape, when it comes to business, people don't get to ask you, please, do you really know how to use? Some may ask, but from my experience, they don't ask me. They just say, okay, please jump into the meeting. Here's the Microsoft Team link. Oh, jump into the meeting. Here's the Skype link. Jump into the meeting. Here's the Zoom link. Jump into the meeting. Here's the Google Hangout link. Right? It's very important to know to use all these platforms, because you never know what will be expected of you as a professional when you get to the field. Workplace from Facebook. Yes. Workplace is a communication tool that connects everyone in a company, even if they are working remotely. Use familiar features like groups, chat, video calls to get people talking and working together. Work with tools you already use, and use Workplace connects with over 50 popular enterprise tools. What does that mean? It means that Facebook has partnered with all of these companies to integrate Workplace to some Google services, Workplace to some Microsoft services, Workplace to Dropbox, to Jira, to Nextstop, to ADP, and so on. These are also different digital platforms that you can use as an enterprise or as a professional to carry out services in different locations. Okay, so there's Workplace by Facebook, should in case many are getting for the first time. Who is getting Workplace by Facebook for the first time? Let's see.
I just used to see it, but I've never really used it.
Okay. All right, so Workplace. Anybody else who is getting Workplace by Facebook for the first time? So you see this side looks like, let's see. So it's strictly for business use, where you can try, okay, people get over the first time, yeah. So you can try, it's paid, but you can try the Workplace, see how it works. And they accept business email, so they may reject normal email. I think they reject a normal Gmail or Yahoo email. You need to put a corporate email, like instead of putting javnyuy@gmail.com, I need to put javnyuy@cosdefgroup.co. That's what they will accept. But you just come to workplace.com, right? Read why Workplace. You can start from the features. You're gonna read a lot of stuff. Features at a glance, engage employees, build culture, connect, and so on and so forth, business communication, employee engagement, live chat, live video, video chat, auto translate, and all of that. So you can watch the demo, you can see why Workplace is important, the solutions it provides frontline workers, remote working, hybrid working, human resource, communications, IT, Workplace for good, and all of that. Podcasts. So these are things that are so deep. You can go to resources, right? Customer care center is there, and you can learn about IT configuration, the API for the Workplace, all of these things. So just spend time and study innovatively and learn this. This is a new skill that you need to know. It makes you different in the workplace and perform better. Again, of course, we come to our chit chat, how to use Workplace by Facebook. Somebody will have it. See, there's a tutorial here for you to know about it, and become better and become a step ahead. You see, Facebook Workplace for small businesses. Every entrepreneur should be able to go through this. Very important. Go through this. how to use Workplace chat on desktop, all of these things, you can learn to use it. It's going to enable you to do that. How to use Facebook Workplace for live streaming, the same thing. So, stretching yourself better and not remaining the same. Facebook video conferencing. I'm sure we know that you can do video conferencing on Facebook. You can do group video calls. This may using Facebook video conferencing here, right? You can do Facebook group calling by video and all of that. Like what we're doing on Zoom right now, you can do the same, copy the link and share to people and they can join the room. I hope you know how that works. Very easy. So just go to your Facebook, you're going to see rooms, something like rooms. You can do a group Zoom, you can do Messenger room and so on, and you engage with different people. You need to know how to use that. Slack. Slack is one of the most powerful corporate tools in the workplace right now. It's a business communication platform. There are some companies that you don't use WhatsApp in the office. So the only way to communicate with staff quickly is through some platform like Slack, right? Team members share files, communicate in different channels dedicated to particular departments, projects, and tasks. Like in Slack you can create groups in Slack. Like the accounting department can have an independent group in Slack. Marketing department, product department, whatever department can have it. Slack is very powerful, massively being used. I think it's rated in billions and billions of. COVID-19 made Slack to become one of the most valuable tech startups in the world. So you can create as many channels as possible, depending on how many departments you have and how many team members are found. General channel is by default general communication for the benefit for everyone. It is very effective and it helps to enhance productivity. Okay, so all team communication is in one place. You can do file sharing. You can do one-to-one and private group chat, accessible anywhere. Slack has mobile apps available too. You see, this is the interface for Slack. Many people are saying this is the first time they're getting about Slack. Very powerful platform. Okay, let me show you. I hope we have a Slack account signed in. Oh, I used to have one. Okay, I've worked on oops, so this is how Slack looks like. This is how Slack looks like. You can try for free. You can log in with Google and all of that. I used to see. Okay. I used to have a Slack. I have 2 Slack accounts with different companies I've worked with. I can't find it again. I thought I would just click and it will log in. I don't want to log in with this. Okay, but Slack, as we saw there, is you can call it like it's an advanced version of WhatsApp, but for corporate purposes. Okay, for corporate purposes, for independent, for easy communication, the workplace just between employees, not external communication, and so on. And it makes it easier to collaborate and share files. So this is the interface how it looks actually. So you see, marketing departments can have their own channel. So they call them channels, like we call it groups. They call them channels. In Slack, you have channels. So there's channel for this, and all of that. Then there's a general channel where when you send a message, it goes to everybody, right? Good. Trello is another platform that you need to know how to use. Trello is another platform you need to know how to use. This is a virtual tool for organizing your work. Organizations create boards in Trello where different tasks are posted and assigned to particular persons with deadlines and follow-ups. So it's like, it's like sticky note, a digital version of sticky note, and you can create to-do lists and workflow and so on. You can create up to 5 boards on the free version and add as many team members as possible. You can also integrate Slack so that you get notified when a task is completed or moved to a different unit. You create workflows such as to do, in progress, and work done. So you can break down your tasks on Trello. Trello is so amazing for you to use. So you can go find ways that you can use. Let me see. That stuff. Okay. So you see this Trello, you can try for free, sign up for free, and you do that. I want to see. So this is the interface, right? So you can put a project name like this, and then you can create. People are already signed in, like these are team members here who are already part of this team, they're part of this project. So here you can write, this way to-do list can appear. In this to-do list, everybody sees that, okay, this is the to-do list for today. And when let's say George is working on a task, the task is going to move from here. The task is going to move from to do to doing. So anybody signing on Trello, they know that, okay, George is currently working on this particular task. And when George is done, George can move the task to done. So that when any of the team members sign and say, okay, the task which was on to do has moved from to do to doing and to done. And the tasks that have not been done, you'll see them on to do. The tasks that people are currently working on, you see them on doing. The tasks which have been done, you see them on done. So there's no confusion whether what are we working on? Who is working on what? Is it? I don't know whether George is finished or not. No, that all that is sorted easily, and there's seamless operations, and there's no delays, no discrepancies, no unnecessary arguments, and so on. That's the magic about Trello. Okay, so if you have a large team that you guys are working from different locations, you don't have time to call in. Please, George, are you done with that task? John, are you done? Peter, how far? Please start working on it. Let me see. You get a point? Share your screen. Let me see you're working on it. There's nothing like that. So there's a whole progress going on easily. That's the magic of Trello, right? And over 1 million teams are using Trello, from Google to the other global companies to Square and Tender and all of that. They're using Trello. Okay, so that's the magic about Trello. And then there are other benefits about Trello that you can read and know and know how to use it. But this is the magic about it. It helps a lot on projects for people to know how to use. Again, you can watch on to take one platform and teach you can take me even one day. So the aim is to give you a blueprint of things you should know and start learning and stretching your knowledge and become better. One thing is that after this course, after this session, your knowledge will be stretched about digital platforms and you getting relevant knowledge. Remember, I taught you guys one time, one of the most powerful skills of the present and the future is the ability to use digital knowledge and digital tools and create a product or a service that somebody can use and advance their life forward. That's a powerful skill, using digital knowledge and digital tools to create something significant, something that can be used in the marketplace that will separate a lot of people in the marketplace. Okay, are you learning something new? Are you being challenged? Are you guys there? Or you guys are not sleeping? Okay, let's move to the popular one, the Zoom, what we're using right now, right? We're using Zoom. Of course, Zoom is magical. Zoom is a conference call software for virtual meetings. You can create an account for your team and use the 40 minutes free option, right? Zoom is free and it's paid. We're using the paid version. You will need to upgrade to use unlimited call time. Like sometimes in a day, I have like 3-4 different Zoom sessions, right? It's unlimited and the session can run for 200 minutes, long minutes, and there's nothing wrong. Nobody will stop because it's paid for, right? You can use this for your internal meetings, external meetings. Like I use Zoom, I use this Zoom for my internal team meetings. I'm using them with you for external training sessions, partners and clients and so on. So many of us are so familiar with Zoom. If not, go read more about the Zoom session. Hightail, another platform that you need to know how to use. Hightail is a file sharing platform also that allows for creative collaboration among teams. Hightail is designed to help you manage project from start to finish. You manage a project from start to finish. You can bring clients in on projects and track changes and ultimately speed up the pace at which your team complete. Like you can work on a project and you can send a link to your client to see what they're working on, right? Let them see and give corrections when necessary. It could be a tech project that they're working on. That is very important. Okay, you can also implement admin level security measures to ensure privacy of specific projects you don't want other team members to see or any person to see. So go and research about Hightail, watch a how-to video, and learn how to use Hightail. SugarSync. SugarSync is almost like Dropbox, but unlike Dropbox, it allows you to back up both your files and your existing folder structure, right? You can back up files and you can back up a folder as a whole. So this ensures that no matter which device you are accessing your files, you will always know exactly where they are. There's no need to remember where a document lives on your laptop or in your SugarSync environment, because you can quickly open it. So okay, this document is here, you can download it, you can share the link with whoever that you're working with. Yammer. Yammer is a private social network that helps employees collaborate across departments, locations, and business apps. In order to segregate relevant information to specific team members, you can create groups that will help reduce the noise in the news feed. Users can share posts with specific groups simply by utilizing the drop-down menus below the update box, which is similar to Facebook status bar. Yammer is a platform that you need to know. Let's look at it quickly, just for acquaintances purposes. The Yammer Enterprise Social Network. This Yammer again, one of those that have been acquired by Microsoft. So you need Microsoft email to do that. Okay, but this is it. This is a whole stuff. It's the same like almost like Facebook, not the same. You can watch the video on how to use Yammer, what it looks like, and so on. But this is the interface. It helps you to collaborate, to share, talk with team members, communicate, provide advice when necessary. You can even have a profile, right? You can have discussions about, you can have a profile picture, cover page, and so on. So it's like a social media network based for enterprise purposes only. You see, improve engagement and enhance communication in your organization. Build communities of interest, gather ideas, feedback, and keep everyone informed. So like, for example, the government can use Yammer for government employees, because if the government has 200,000 employees, right, they can have a separate, that's a good number to have a separate platform, a separate social media platform, so that they should not be on public platform like Facebook, where they can be distracted with comments and chat from different kinds of people, right? But on this is only for the company. That's the advantage of these Yammer guys. Okay, and you can join a company someday as a professional, as a worker, and they're using Yammer. And you need to know what Yammer. Don't be surprised. Don't be taken aback by what it is. Skype, I'm sure we must have used Skype. With Skype, you need to have a Skype ID for you to connect with people. Skype allows audio and video calls between multiple devices, like what you see, on your interface. In other words, one person could be on a laptop, another can be on their phone. You can also share your work on Skype with your team members. So Skype is a good platform to know how to use. You can do calls, you can do video sharing, you can do audio calls, you can share files, you can share your screen, and so on and so forth on Skype. Let me see, is my Skype signed in here? Okay, this is just in case for people who have never used Skype before. So this is my Skype. You can see we hold most of our board meetings on Skype. I've had different calls with different clients, different countries on Skype and so on. So this is Skype. You can meet now. You can open the dial pad. You can search for somebody. You can check previous calls and so on and so forth. You can call multiple people at the same time, right? You can call it. You can call a phone, but it's going to be charges are going to apply. In this case, you can share the profile, and when you're on call already, you guys can share your screen and so on and so forth. Okay, so you can check. These are contacts. These are people who are on Skype here that we can exchange and all of that. Okay, so that's Skype for you. So you need to have a Skype ID. Like me, my Skype ID is Javnyuy. No, it's Joybert 90, I think, yes. This is my Skype ID, Joybert 90, and Skype is owned by Microsoft. You can have a Skype profile, you can edit the Skype to phone, Skype number. You can get a Skype number where someone can call you by that number and it rings on your Skype. Okay. That's a magic. Go and create a Skype account if you don't have one. Just get used to it, know the platform. It costs you nothing. It's important to have that sense. That sense is very important for you to have. I'm seeing mentees who are waking up late. To you guys now, I'll be surprised to you guys small. Okay, let's proceed. We have seen 15 different platforms already. The next is Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts, you can do messaging, you can do voice calls, you can do video calls. You see, this is my Google Hangout that I'm showing that I screenshot and I'm showing you here. These are various calls I've made through Google Hangout and so on, right? If you have a Google account, you automatically have a Google Hangout. So, and you can download the app on your phone, Google Hangout on your phone and so on. So let me see, let me show you how it works here. Again, I will do my best to make it as practical as possible, but you need to go back and research these things further, try to know as much as possible. So I just need to click on Google here. You can even write Google Hangouts. You click here. You see, those are two different ways. It has brought me directly here. So it has brought me that you can to Google hangouts.google.com, or you can put google.hangouts, whatever. It's going to bring you here. That's one magic about Google. Whatever you put that is similar, they help you direct to advanced intelligence. You can say that. So this is it. So you can send a message to somebody. You can start a conversation. You can place a call. You can, just do basically everything as said, right? So you can see this one is you see this Google Hangout here on your left. It's automatically on your left. You can join an existing meeting, you can start a new meeting, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's Google Hangout for you. So hangouts.google.com, and you're here, and you can call somebody, video, audio, whatever, new conversation. Let me see, whose email do I have here? Who are the various judges that I have here? Okay, so you can see they can invite and they can get a link. If I send invite, they will receive a link that they should join a meeting, and they can join the meeting and we are good to go. We just start talking, and I can share my screen also if I want, call, video, voice, and so on. We're good to go. Zoho Projects provides you, this is another platform you need to know, go research about it, provides you with a set of project collaboration tools, provides you with a set of project collaboration tools, which helps the team members involved in the projects to come together, to plan, collaborate, and get work done faster. So this is a project platform, good for companies or individuals and team members that work on different projects. It could be a tech project, it could be a book project, whatever project you can work on. It helps you create a project workspace, create project workspaces that will enable you to collaborate with teams in various geographical locations. You can give feedback, you can discuss on projects in forums, and share project calendar to increase productivity among team members. Okay, again, this is a kind of platform that you will need to watch a detailed video on how to use Zoho projects, so you make good use of your YouTube. Okay, so those are some of the top stuff. One of them that that I'll need to recommend that you need to know how to use is StreamYard. This is good for people that want to do, like you must have seen people that do Facebook broadcasting. They go live on Facebook. It looks like a television. It's well structured, looking so nice. For those who don't know, it's one of the platforms you can use. It's called StreamYard. It's called StreamYard that you can use and you can do broadcasting. So this is it. You can use StreamYard and you see like this StreamYard, and then you can broadcast on Facebook, broadcast on YouTube. You can bring people together like this. You see what they're doing here. Broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and so on and so forth. You can add your logo. You can change the color, like what they're doing here. You can do it exactly like this. No stress. There's a free version where when you're using a free version, it's their logo that will appear here. When you're using your own version, when you have bought it, you can put your logo here, and it's like your own television. Like so, you're leveraging on StreamYard platform to broadcast on Facebook. Okay, so they have amazing technology. Different online show hosts are using StreamYard to broadcast. You can try it someday if you want to do that. Okay, good. So those are some of the basic platforms that I would suggest that any young person in this particular dispensation should know how to use. So basically, we have shared about 18 different platforms for you to use. So to conclude, 4 characteristics of best virtual professionals. That's you. If you want to be recognized as a good virtual professional, you need to have the following characteristics. Number 1 is you need to be a self-starter, because since you are not in the same workplace with your boss, nobody's there to run after you to get work done, to work on projects, to work on tasks, and so on. You need to be a self-starter, right? Self-starters don't have to be reminded to work. Nor do they call their boss to ask what to do next. They know what to do. They seek to work. They always strive to perform at their best every time, even though they're working from home or from the comfort of their coffee shop or from the comfort of their bed, wherever they're working from. 2, self-motivated. You must be a self-motivated professional. You don't need micromanagement. You don't need somebody to be micromanaging you. Have you done that work? Are you working on all of that? No. You need to be self-motivated to get it done. Self-motivated professionals have an extraordinary sense of purpose. They know why they are working. Self-discipline is the 3rd characteristic of a good virtual professional. Self-disciplined professionals have superior long-term focus, stellar time management, and a strong sense of what is important in reaching goals. So they discipline themselves from the comfort of their homes to ensure that they deliver their own part of the task. They are not lazing around and keeping the other team waiting because they have not delivered their task on time. No, they discipline themselves and get the task done on time. 5 crucial virtual collaboration skills to cultivate, virtual communication skills to cultivate for you. Number 1 is open and honest communication. Leaders must build an atmosphere of trust in which clear, honest communication is priority, right? Honest communication is important for virtual collaboration to be a success. Number two, demonstrate respect and consideration. Working virtually requires team members to be more aware of each other's availability and workload. For example, we can be from different time zones. Time in Cameroon could be 7 a.m., but meanwhile in another country it could be midnight right now. So when you are scheduling tasks as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as an executive, make sure that people are on the same time zone that they can quickly fit in to attend the training or to attend the work on a project at the same time without having challenges. Number three, build meaningful relationships. One major challenge for virtual teams is cultivating social bonds that make people feel they are part of something special, because you need to take actions that can create meaningful relationships, right? You can check on people, you can call them on video call, just check, hey, how are you doing? Not necessarily work, right? You can take any action, you can send them flowers, you can buy a gift online and deliver to them where they are, but just build meaningful relationships. Ask questions and encourage everyone to do the same. Like I always challenge you guys, ask questions back to me. I ask you questions back to you, and you guys engage and you participate. Is very important so that I know that there is that two-way communication going on. Communicate progress on goals, right? Yes, if we're working on a project on different things, sometimes you can just send an email and update me, oh, this is what's happening with the project, or send me a WhatsApp message, oh, this is what's happening with the project. But it's important that when you guys are collaborating virtually on anything, it's very important to communicate progress and goals. Even if people are working on separate projects, it's a good idea to have an internal hub that documents project update status and responsibilities, right? Framing communication around quantifiable goals also helps virtual teams stay on task and track progress to enable the success of that particular project. So in conclusion, in this particular dispensation, it is critical for every professional to know how to master how to share files virtually, collaborate on a file virtually, and communicate with team members and achieve goals virtually. All the different 18 platforms I've shared with you, the underlying fact is this: to enable you as a professional in 2022 and above to know how to share files, collaborate on files with team members from different countries, different locations, and achieve goals seamlessly despite the distance and the challenges. Can get your questions now. I'm sure you can say that you have increased your knowledge when it comes to virtual collaboration and the various platforms that you need to know. There are many other platforms, many other different platforms that you need to know how to use them in order for you to be a successful professional. But these are the fundamentals. And one good thing is that when you know these ones that I've shown you, there's no other new platform that will stress you, because they always have something similar. Or even if they don't have something similar, just you being used to other platforms, you don't have that phobia again. Just quickly just learn a few things and you're good to go. And you can start using it in less than a few minutes. And you learn to use a platform by using it. You don't just read and yes, you can read and see instructions, to-do list of what to do and do this and do that is good. But when you read it, do it. Read and do. That's how you get better at using different platforms. Yes, Brenda, ask a question.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. So I want to first give a contribution, then ask a question.
Yes.
Like I was in school, some of these platforms we use them, and it's like the question that you gave about the teams.
Yeah.
Most of the times, people don't use the platforms that they comes with emails, because there are some, like a conference that you are calling new people. Maybe somebody just wants to see your organization and does not want to be bugged with emails.
Yeah.
The person will not want to use the email to log in.
Mm-hmm.
So they will refuse to come to a platform that will capture the attendees by email.
Mm-hmm.
So they always prefer like Zoom, any other platform that somebody cannot reach out to you after.
Yes,
But with
very
people
true.
that you are yes, with people that you are used to, you can now organize meetings in platforms that maybe has emails. And also for organization, you cannot bring in, especially when you're using Office 365,
Mhm.
you cannot bring in new people because they can come in and copy the emails of the board of directors or emails of internal people who are very internal in the company.
Yeah,
So each platform has its own advantage and precaution, because it can either mar a company or upgrade it, because
absolutely.
scammers can come and take some information that is not good for them to have.
Definitely.
Okay,
Definitely.
yeah. So the question that is not really a question I'm trying to ask, can we do mentees tracking, like when we always write our goals and projects? If
Mhm.
we could choose one of these platforms, and most of us should use it, so that if you want to see somebody's project, you just open and look at what the person is doing, because sometimes we are tempted to lie
Yeah.
what we are doing. But if we could have this platform, and you know that, okay, since if you are an admin, you'll be seeing all the projects. I
Mhm.
cannot see another mentee's own, but you can see what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
It will be better it will be better to be tracking us and seeing the projects that we are doing. And it will also help us to practice this one of the skills, because I have used some of the platform, and now there are some platform that I used last year that I cannot see if I can use them again now.
Mhm.
So all these things are like practicing.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
good that even when you're going for an interview, you should say, I have skills, digital skills in these apps, and I have experience in this app because I use it with my mentor. And
Mhm.
it will be more of like, if they are reaching out to you, they can confirm me, because I can still say, and they will say there's no way they can track, they can see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's what I have.
Absolutely. Very, very right. Very right. I totally agree with you. And yes, I thought about using one of these platforms. Then I'm still trying to check, because I think I'll need to buy the full license version so that it's easier to take many people. Sometimes the free versions are very limited. You can take a small number of people, and you don't get to enjoy all the full benefits of uh, of the real platform itself. And I saw some people suggesting that we can use different platforms of our meetings. Yes, we can do that. Just as Zoom gets to be the best because of the recording and other benefits, like creating breakout rooms and many other things that we can do with Zoom. And sometimes you can broadcast from Zoom to Facebook directly. You want to do something like that. So many people are getting to do that. And I've noticed that when it comes to internet, Zoom quickly fits in our local internet in Africa more. That's my experience. When I use other platforms for meetings, there's always this issue of internet challenges, maybe because other platforms require strong internet bandwidth before they can be effective and so on. But again, someday we're going to try all of these platforms and use and see how we can be more successful with it. But again, I'll challenge you to see how you can create programs on your own and make good use of these platforms that would enable you to be uh, uh, um, uh, more adapted, or more educated, or more aware of these platforms, so that you never get stranded with the team, or you never get stranded with a potential partner, with a conference, with an investor, or with whoever that reached out to you and what is a particular platform that you're totally lost. Okay. All right.